Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Slcmof and I'm back again with another video. And in today's video, I'd like to talk about Batman v Superman, and of course the most recent trailer dropped yesterday, December 2nd. And what's really unfortunate about the most recent trailer, which I didn't think was by any means a terrible trailer, is that on today, December 3rd, I'm less excited for Batman v Superman than I was yesterday on December 2nd. And that's really unfortunate because you have to understand where I'm coming from. I'm coming from a position where Batman v Superman was my most anticipated film of all time, and you have to understand as well that this movie was out when I was following comic book movies, The Dark Knight Rises, and I was so incredibly thrilled for that movie, and I thought that it lived up to my expectations. A lot of people didn't think it did, but anyway, hold another discussion for another day. Batman v Superman I'm not as excited for it as I was. And the fact of it is that this film is not coming to fruition in the same way that I thought that it would. And with Batman v Superman, I can't help but compare it to a film like Star Wars The Force Awakens, for example. Star Wars The Force Awakens is similar to Batman v Superman in more ways that it's not. For example, you have a major license that you're dealing with. Batman, Superman, major entertainment license, in addition to Star Wars. So what's really important about that is that the seats will fill just because of the license. In other words, your film doesn't have to be advertised in a way that really tries to draw people into the theater, because people will go watch it anyway purely because of the license. That's very important. In more ways that it's similar, they spend the same exact amount of money. $200 million was the budget for both of these films. So my point is that these films are similar in a lot of ways and they're not. Yet they're marketed so differently. You have Batman v Superman, which is still not coming out for 4 months, and we have seen a trailer, a play-by-play breakdown of what happens in what order. The most recent trailer even puts the film in chronological order. 4 acts. Act 1. Batman, Superman, they meet, and Lex Luthor's little party. They, talk about their disagreements and kind of, throw subtweets at each other, if you like to call it that. Basically what it is, they're kind of throwing shots at each other initially. Act 2, Batman trains to become Batman again because he's not been it for a while. He has nightmares about fighting Superman because he's actually scared of him. He's scared of fighting Superman. He has his nightmares. Act 3, Batman fights Superman. They come to a draw, realize at the end of Act 3, Lex Luthor's creating Doomsday. Act 4, Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman fight Doomsday. Boom, that's the end of the movie, okay? And I know there will be plot twists. I'm aware of that. I'm aware that we might see Flash, we might see Aquaman. I'm aware there might even be Bizarro. There might see some really crazy things with the Dream and everything like that. I get it. But by the fact that they've showed us both the narrative, I don't have the confidence in the film that I once did. And by the fact that Ben Affleck's going around saying he's not sure how the film's going to be perceived, I'm less confident about this movie than I once was. And quite frankly, I don't know if it's going to be incredibly intriguing of a story. And I like movies for the story, and you have to keep that in mind. That's just my personal taste. And you look at this film, they've told us the entire story, and generally history shows that that is indicative of a poor story. If a film advertises and shows you the entire movie, the entire story, even in chronological order to interpret for you, if you aren't able to do that internally, then we might be in bad shape, okay? And that's something to keep in mind, that the way they've marketed this movie is indicative of a terrible film. And I don't think this film's going to be terrible. I think it'll be a fun action movie. I think it'll be a fun action movie. I think that we're going to watch Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman fighting a big alien monster guy, okay? That's cool. We're going to see Batman and Superman fight for about 5 minutes. That's going to be a cool fight sequence. I don't mean to, demote that and say 5 minutes. I mean, that's just how long the fight's going to be. That's how long comic book fights are. I mean, that's cool, okay? Don't get me wrong. Don't get the wrong idea. I'm going to still see the movie. I think it'll be an 8 out of 10. But I don't think it'll be more than an 8 out of 10. I don't think it'll be the best movie I've ever seen, and there's no reason that it's the most hyped movie of my existence ever before this trailer, because it's not anymore. And I can't help but compare a film like Star Wars The Force Awakens, which has showed us nothing. We know nothing about the movie besides the exposition. And this is where Batman v Superman needs to take notes. They don't need to show us this. Why are you showing us Doomsday? Why? Why are you actually showing Wonder Woman? You don't need to show us Wonder Woman. Don't show us Wonder Woman. Don't. And people, I know you like to see it, and I know it might sell more tickets, but word of mouth, studies show word of mouth is a far more powerful mode of advertising. And if there are those shocking moments, imagine the theater would have gone wild when Doomsday flies onto the scene. Much in the same way, I can compare the Doomsday thing. They should have kept that a secret. I can compare that to Luke. People are like, well, we know Doomsday is going to be in the movie. We know there's going to be a bigger villain that comes at the end. And I'm aware of that. I get that. But we also know that Luke Skywalker is going to be in Star Wars The Force Awakens. Are they showing him? No, because the audience is going to go wild when Luke Skywalker comes onto the stage. wild. When he actually comes into the movie, I mean, it's going to be an amazing moment that you'll probably never forget as a fan of the series. It would have been the same thing, and Batman v Superman would have been amazing. Doomsday. But now we know it. It's not the same. And they've shown us the entire movie, and I understand if you're really looking forward to this movie, which I once was, and if you're really looking forward to, you really like the trailers, I get that, but you cannot neglect it. We simply have seen too much of the movie. And I compare it again to Star Wars The Force Awakens. We've basically got 1 2-minute trailer, which has shown us nothing. We know nothing about the movie, which is great. And we know Luke Skywalker is going to show up just in the same way that we pretty much knew, some form of Zod or something was going to show up. We basically knew that. I'm aware of that. People are like, well, we knew it was going to happen anyway, so why not show it? Because it's going to be a freaking amazing moment when it happens, and it keeps us guessing. There's nothing to make videos about this movie anymore. I mean, what are people going to do for the next 4 months? We know how the movie progresses. We know that everything before Doomsday shows up is irrelevant. The Batman v Superman fight, neither of them get hurt, neither of them dies, nothing happens. We know, it doesn't matter. And part of it might just be that it's not what I wanted it to be. Like in 2013, when they made their promotion and that guy went up and said, he's the one that beat you. The whole initial reveal of the movie made it sound a lot cooler than it is. This is not a movie about Batman versus Superman. Why don't you save, I get it's Dawn of Justice. I get that at the end they could resolve. Okay, I'm aware of that. That was going to happen. But we're going to see so much awesome collaboration with Batman and Superman and JLA 1, JLA 2. So save it for then. Make this movie actually about Batman fighting Superman, the two greatest characters in all of comics, throwing down, fighting each other. And that's seemingly not that much of a movie. We talk about their ideological differences in the first act. They fight briefly, I'm sure, in the second, maybe third act, whichever way you want to divide it. But in the end, none of it matters because they're fighting this big alien monster guy. They all come together. So we know what happens in the movie. I mean, that's the thing. And I get that there's going to be a plot twist. I'm fully aware of that. And, the trailers are edited in a misleading way, which they... I really liked the first trailer. I thought the first trailer was one of the best trailers in cinema history, but that's just my opinions, and I know that a lot of you are going to disagree with me, and I love to have a civil conversation about the film in the comment section below, but I just cannot refute the fact that today, on December 3rd, I'm less excited for Batman v Superman than I was yesterday, and that's a damn shame. Hope that you guys have enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. Be sure to comment in the comment section below. Follow me on Twitter for more updates, and subscribe if you guys enjoyed. My name is Slcmof, and I'll see you in the next video.